Pigeon breeding has been a popular hobby and sport among people for centuries. The beauty, elegance, and flying abilities of these birds have captivated breeders, leading them to conduct extensive research and work to enhance the genetic potential of pigeons. Renowned pigeon breeders skillfully utilize breeding techniques and genetic selection to produce birds with desired traits. Determining ideal traits. Renowned pigeon breeders meticulously work to identify specific traits in their birds. These traits may include the bird's physical structure, the color and pattern of its feathers, its flying abilities, and even characteristic behaviors. Each breeder establishes their own ideal traits based on their goals and preferences. Genetic selection. Successful breeding relies on accurate genetic selection. Renowned pigeon breeders work carefully to understand the genetic makeup of their birds and prevent the spread of undesirable traits. They often maintain family trees and pedigrees, selectively choosing and pairing birds with desired traits. This process prevents the formation of undesirable genetic combinations and enhances the prominence of desired traits. Determining the ideal traits for breeding pigeons can vary depending on the breeder's goals and preferences. However, the following traits are commonly considered and preferred by pigeon breeders. Physical structure. The physical structure of pigeons is an important factor for breeders. An ideal pigeon should have a healthy and well-balanced body structure. The body structure should generally be symmetrical, with strong bone structure and well-developed muscles. Feather colors and patterns. The feather colors and patterns of pigeons are another significant factor considered by breeders. Different breeds and species have different feather colors and patterns. A breeder may prefer specific feather colors and patterns to produce birds with desired combinations. Flight abilities. Flight abilities of pigeons are important traits for many breeders. For racing pigeons, speed, endurance, and navigational abilities are crucial. Breeders aim to select birds that perform the best in specific races and pass on these abilities to future generations. Behavioral traits. Behavioral traits of pigeons can also be important for some breeders. For example, birds with calm and docile personalities may be preferred. Additionally, some breeders value birds that are easily trainable. In conclusion, the ideal traits for breeding pigeons can vary based on the breeder's goals and preferences. Physical structure, feather colors and patterns, flight abilities, and behavioral traits are some of the commonly considered and preferred traits by pigeon breeders. In pigeons, genetic selection is a process carried out to produce birds with desired traits and reduce the occurrence of undesirable traits. Genetic selection focuses on understanding the genetic makeup of pigeons, determining the desired traits, and breeding birds with those traits. Here are the basic steps to consider in the process of genetic selection for pigeons. Goal setting. The first step in genetic selection is setting the goals. The breeder needs to clarify which traits they want to improve or change in their pigeons. These traits can include feather colors, patterns, body structure, flight abilities, characteristic behaviors, or other desired traits. Genetic analysis. Understanding the genetic makeup of pigeons is important for genetic selection. This requires careful examination of the bird's pedigrees and family trees. Genetic analysis helps in understanding which genes are associated with the desired traits and how these genes are transmitted. Pairing. One of the fundamental steps in genetic selection is making appropriate pairings. The breeder selects birds with the desired traits and mates them properly. Different breeding strategies such as inbreeding, crossbreeding, and line breeding can be used. These strategies help strengthen the desired traits and maintain genetic diversity. Evaluation and continuous improvement. Evaluation and continuous improvement are important in the genetic selection process. The breeder needs to closely monitor the results of pairings and evaluate the traits of the offspring. This evaluation shows how successfully the desired traits are being transmitted and developed. This information can be used to make better decisions in future pairings and further enhance the genetic potential. The genetic selection process is time-consuming and requires patience. Genetic diversity is important for the health and resilience of the pigeon population, so caution should be exercised during genetic selection to avoid excessive narrowing of the gene pool. Additionally, it is important to adhere to ethical principles and animal welfare in the process of genetic selection. In conclusion, the genetic selection process in pigeons is a method that facilitates the production of birds with desired traits and maintains genetic diversity. This process is shaped by the breeder's goals and preferences and is supported by continuous evaluation and improvements.